Washington football team falls to 1-5 after their loss to the New York Football Giants. The Baltimore Ravens continue their winning ways, holding off the Eagles' late rally. I'm Marvin Jackson, and welcome to the Sideline Report. Our analysts are simply the best. Donna Hopkins, Lou Holder, and Lake Lewis. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Hey, good to be with you, Marvin.
Yeah, so let's get it started. There's a parity in the NFC least, but not in a good way. Donna, did the best team win in New York?
Well, I'm glad that you said the least, because it's a whole bunch of least in the NFC East. I don't know if you could call anyone in the NFC East the best team, because no one is carrying that title right now. But when you look at this Washington football team, I know everybody is going to talk about the 2-point conversion that Ron Rivera went for, but he said that he wanted to teach these guys how to win. But this game was not lost because of that 2-point conversion. It was lost because of 2 turnovers that could have turned the table on this team. Cal Allen, he did some good things, and I won't take that away from him, but you can't turn on the ball and expect to win. He had the one pick that he threw right into the other guy's hands, and then he had the fumble. So when you look at that, so many other things happened in that game that caused this loss, and this team cannot put up enough points offensively to move it forward. And of course, we're going to talk about the offensive line that didn't do a bad job, but didn't do a great job. And then we got to talk about a running game. What? A running game still doesn't exist.
All right, so no Derrick Henry on that side, huh? Well, let's talk a little bit about the defense. Was the defense playing as well as far as the pass rush? I didn't see as much pass rush. We saw a sack earlier by Kerrigan, and then it just seemed to fall off from there. Lou?
Yeah, I think this defense is, we could say that the defense overall is underwhelming. That was supposed to be the strength of this team. And, you're expecting turnovers. We're expecting them to produce points off of those turnovers. So it is overwhelming. But as Donna said, there was so many things that went on in that game. Defense, offense. But I don't fault Ron Rivera for going for 2. He's Riverboat Ron. That's what he does. So he's trying to take a gamble with the team. And we all know that the Washington football team has its struggles up there in New York. But I think going into Dallas week, I think they can actually take some things away from at least that game. The game before, no, but maybe they can take some things away from that game on the road into this week's game against Dallas.
Lake, couldn't they have won that game in overtime, though?
Yeah, they could have. They had the momentum. They had started to do some things in the fourth quarter. They were playing with more desperation. And I think, hopefully it's something that they can sustain and carry over into the Dallas game this week, because they're going to need it. But, yeah, I personally thought that they should have kicked the extra point and taken the game into overtime, just from the sheer standpoint that they were starting to move the ball offensively in the fourth quarter. And, it appeared that when the Giants scored, when Kyle Allen fumbled, like Donna had said, and the Giants picked it up and ran it in the end zone, it looked like the game was over with 3 minutes left, but they came right back down the field and scored, So, again, I thought they were doing some good things offensively. I would have liked to see them, sustain that and take it to overtime.
Hey, like, the only thing that they haven't done. Yeah, Marvin, the only thing I look at on the offensive side of the ball is that where is the long ball? We still haven't seen that. Cal Allen had a nice over-the-top.
Hold on, Donna. Lake answered that. He said, there is none.
I know it's none, because guess what? They don't even try to go long. So, I know that they're kind of like short as far as wide receivers right now. And Terry seems to be the only one that's really productive. And Logan Thomas. But the thing about it is that you saw some glimpse of a little bit, but no long ball still, and the touchdown to Cam Sims. But outside of that, it's no 20 yards, 30 yards, or 40 yards down the field. And the thing that makes this so one-dimensional as far as the offense is if you don't have a running game, the Giants knew how to attack this Washington football team. They knew that, hey, we take the running game away that they don't really have, then we're going to force them to do some things in the passing game, which means that Cal Allen could create more, turnovers or anything, those opportunities like that. So
See,
I'm still concerned a lot
this,
about the offense.
This is what really hurts, and Lake's going to get mad at me because I say this every week. This is where a professional like Adrian Peterson would have done so much to at least solidify what you're saying, Donna. At least you can say, look, we have to account for this old man. Even though this old man can still get it done, no one is even worrying about the Washington football team's running game. But at least with Adrian Peterson, that dude's pride was not going to let him run for less than a buck each game.
Yeah,
so,
see, I think right now that these coaches are outthinking themselves because right now you're struggling to have another weapon outside of Terry McLaurin from the receiver spot. I know Emmons played well and Logan Thomas has looked okay in spurts, but you're forcing a guy to play running back that was a star receiver in college, and that's Antonio Gibson, and he's got great speed too. Why not just put him on the other side of Terry McLaurin? Now you've got two Blazers out there. Start J.D. McKissick at running back. He's a veteran. And you can also, pair him up with Peyton Barber. So again, stop outthinking yourself and put all your weapons out on the field, because when I watch this offense, like Donna said, they're not looking to throw the ball down the field at all. And a couple times when they've done it this year, it's worked. We saw Dwayne Haskins do it to Terry McLaurin against the Ravens. And then we saw Alex Smith try it to Terry McLaurin against the Rams, and it almost worked on that. So they've got to do something to be creative, because right now Scott Turner not showing.
And and Sal Palantonio mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, that he has no idea why it's not working. And he mentioned Scott Turner and the offensive coordinator and what's going on there. So, Lake, you're absolutely right. I don't think that, again, they are not putting their best pieces in the right positions to be successful. They're just not.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I thought that was a good point you made, Lake, about Gibson being out there with McLaurin. At the same time, that would actually open up the defense so that the running game may work a little better. So I think that's a good point, Lake. Well, we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to come right back with Lou, Lake, and Donna. So don't go away.